Hey guys, what's going on? It's Griever back here, bringing you guys the latest in the behind the bar reviews. This week's chapter of One Piece. And no guys, I am not hating on the series created by Oda that has been going on over 20 years for my channel deletion. I am not. It is not Oda's fault. It is not One Piece's fault. I still love One Piece. It just sucks what happened. Anyways, let's just move on to chapter 914 entitled Leftover Town. Alright, so there's not a whole lot to talk about at the beginning. And I'm not one of those guys like I know a lot of the guys do, like King and Teki and Roger. They literally page by page look for all this stuff. Unfortunately, I just don't have time for it right now, guys. I'd like to do that more often, but right now I don't. And as of right now, I didn't feel like there was a whole lot really to go over. I could go over panel by panel, but that's more for a live reaction, which I just don't do yet. So this chapter, I mean, the end part of the chapter was pretty good, and there was some funny moments. This is One Piece. It's Wano. It's just great on its own merit for now. Oda could produce absolute trash for the next 5 chapters. No one would notice or complain until later. Until a couple of years later, we'd go back and we'd say, you know what? That was a waste of a month worth of chapters. That really was. That little stint of chapter 921 to 926, that was kind of shitty. No one's going to say that now because right now everyone's hyped. Everyone's in Wano with Zoro's back. No one's complaining. Not a single person. So I'm fine with that. I really am. But the way this chapter goes is simply, at the very beginning, the little girl gets her food. She finally gets to eat. She's cured by the tea house lady, Tusuru, or just Tusuru, whatever. And then there's comedics running amok here, like, oh, I'm still hungry, warrior shame, run to the river. No, you don't. And then, here, eat this food. No, I can't. Warrior shame. I will pay you back one day. And then the old lady also has her pride. Tusuru, well, I shouldn't say old lady, but Tusuru, she has her own pride. And she goes, I will not take this food back. I served you food. You're going to bloody well eat it. Like, that's a shame to me. You know, sort of idea. So finally, Luffy and Zoro are sitting there with her and finally convince her to eat. And she says it's the best day ever. It's so tasty. It's great. We also get some confirmation here that she cannot pull off the mochi or whatever it is off of her cheeks and eat it. It will not sustain her. That's not food for her. She doesn't actually state if it would work on other people, but it's unlikely it would. It's not an actual food source. She is not an infinite food source because that would be really broken, and you think Big Mom would have like coveted that food galore if that were the case. So no, it is not an infinite food source as far as we're aware. We also get a few comedic moments with Tusuru saying to like Zoro, and after she falls asleep with Zoro and Luffy is Luffy Taro because, you know, and Tusuru knows they're full of crap. Like Zoro's like, I am Zoro Juro, and this is, I'm Monkey D. No, he's Luffy Taro. Right, I'm Luffy Taro Doth. Whatever. So we're getting that comedic thing, but Tusuru, like everyone else, can already tell, like, you're not from this country at all. We know that. But Luffy just goes on to keep complaining all about the situation here. That there's little kids just like her all across Wano that are suffering the same fate or worse. You know, all the poisoning, and then there's the factory and all that stuff. It's just, you know, that's the situation it's in. Now, Luffy, of course, is very ticked off about this and just kind of like, the fact that a little girl like her can't eat her fill, that just pisses me off sort of idea. So, as I said, not a whole lot to go over in these first 6 to 8 pages here. It's just what I explained. It's very simple, straightforward. There's not really a whole lot to go over. No crazy new information. We get a little insight into, as I said before, the whole pulling of the cheek type of devil fruit sort of idea. No, that's not a food source. And Luffy is now going by Luffy Taro. But other than that, you know, there's not really a whole lot to go over. But we do move on from there, and we do get some excitement. So they continue to have this conversation all about Leftover Town and all about the food. And here's Odin Castle. I wonder where we've heard the name Odin Castle. Odin. Yeah, nothing important. Anyways, we are just going on all about this stuff, and Tusaroo is talking about how, back when it was Odin and Lord Odin, there was no big deal, like planted all these plantations and food aplenty and stuff. This was not meant for Orochi and all that crap. And then they're attacked by none other than Batman. And Batman's put on some weight and stole Green Arrow's bow. And yeah, that's not the Batman I know. Anyways, so this person called one of the gifters, I guess there's roughly 30 of them according to later on in the chapter. They're like subordinates or just right below the headliners or whatever they're called, being Hawkins, Hold'em, and Speed. Now, between all these guys, there's Batman, and we see another one called Gazelle Man. Now, during this exchange, Batman is attacking with these arrows and stuff, and, Zorro's just like ting with his sword, ting, 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 and they're saying, "We heard talk of rebellion, no bad-mouthing, load Orochi or you're gonna die." So they're just trying to kill everyone. And that's when the Gazelle Man, while Zorro's blocking all these arrows, Gazelle Man runs over 200 kilometers per hour, but the mistranslation is weird. It's written as KMPH or whatever. Anyways, runs really, really fast. And so this Gazelle Man with fishnets, like, I thought we've seen the last of that with Ivankov or Morley or like, to stop with the fishnets, please, on male characters. Anyways, so that all happens. Gazelle Man shows up, grabs Tama, and just paces. So there goes the little girl, and they're just like, nope. Now, the giantess looking, the big girl, that's not a giant, but she's like much bigger than Zorro, put it that way. She jumps onto the lion dog sort of thing and goes, after him, drink, grab the katana, go. Now, this is where Zorro and Luffy also join in. Zorro and Luffy are like, yeah, alright, we're going to vroom. Luffy with his arm, they jump on, they're like, we're going to go save Tama. We're heading towards this place called Baccarat Town or whatever, and it's this place past the Torii Gate that is filled with officials and pirates, and, if we meddle there, it's going to be a big thing, and they're just like, awesome, action, yeah, this is what we're after. So that's pretty cool. They talk a little bit about, and we see a little bit of this, I believe it's Gazelle Man talks about obtaining Tama. So for some reason they want Tama. Now maybe it's the beast taming ability devil fruit that they want, something like that. And beast pirates sort of idea. It makes sense that this would be, once again, I said it would be coveted by Big Mom, but it would actually be much more coveted by Kaido. It would be because of the whole beast taming ability, and where this is not an infinite food source, which is what would be useful in Big Mom, but it is a beast taming ability. So that would be very, very useful to someone like Kaido and the Beast Pirates. Now, we see a silhouette of Hold'em, one of the other three headliners, along with Hawkins and Speed. Speed, I can assume, is either on some seriously good drugs, or he's got a fast devil fruit. He's like a cheetah-style devil fruit or something. Because we just saw a Gazelle one, I'm assuming Speed has got to be even faster. It's got to be like a cheetah or something like that. Now, Hold'em appears to be a lion, like a pride lion. From the silhouette we gather, so I'm assuming that he's the strength one, he's the strong one of these three, something like that. Probably a subsidiary. I'm assuming he's going to be more of a big deal in the next few chapters. And he's also probably a subsidiary. I'm imagining that the headliners also each answer to a specific calamity that answers to Kaido, or maybe these liners only just answer directly to Kaido. But it would appear to me that I would assume that the calamities themselves would have a couple of specific subordinates to them. Now maybe Hawkins is not one and he just reports directly to Kaido, but he's not good enough to be a calamity. But among all the stuff, like, we don't know the hierarchy yet. We don't know really how this all boils down, but we're getting information here, which is great. I'm really enjoying that. Love getting One Piece lore information, especially about someone that I think is way more interesting, way cooler than the Big Mom Pirates and the whole King thing. That hierarchy did not really, I was just like, yeah, there's like 60 plus children, whatever. This seems much more interesting to me because Kaido doesn't do that. That like, who are the three calamities from the big deal? You know, we know about Jack. What are the other two? You know, Hawkins worked for him. Where's Kid? You know, all this stuff. Really, really interesting. Now, the end of the chapter here, you see a character that some people like. It's okay. You know, no big deal. I mean, some people probably didn't even notice or remember who that guy was. Oh yeah, it's Law. It's Waterly Law. And that dude is here. I mean, we knew he was here because of Beppo. But he's officially here. We see him literally there. And he knows that Zoro and Luffy have met up and they are heading to cause some serious shit. And he's like, no. I was like, wait a minute. No. Those idiots are going to go start trouble. How do you know that? Because that's what they do. We have to stop them. I don't care where they're going. They could be sitting in a meadow with a 10-mile radius from anybody, and they would somehow piss off a Yonko in that situation. Like, this is what these guys do. They are mayhem. They are mavericks of mayhem, and we need to go intercept right now. So now, Law, this would be so cool. This is like fanboy's wet dream here. Law, Zoro, and Luffy teaming up in a fight. That, like, an honest to God, like, them versus this Holton guy. And Speed shows up, and a bunch of these gifters. And they just run through them, being like, nope. But Luffy's like, I'm the fifth emperor sort of idea, even though he doesn't even really care about that kind of stuff. He just cares about being a pirate king. And Zoro being like, yeah, I wanted to test out this blade. Luffy, give me that one. Oh, ooh, demons. Cool. Let's try this out. There goes 30 gifters. And Law just being, well, Law. Just want to see him back in action because a lot of people love Law. Everyone seems to love Law. Now, I like Law. I really do. I don't get the crazy appeal over some of the other characters that people have for Law, like this. It's so weird, isn't it, how this happens in a lot of manga series, and Shonen especially, where some just characters that are there, but they're elevated to main cast because of the fans, because of the fan reaction and the fan love for these characters. They're put on these pedestals that when they show up, they can do no wrong. I feel like Law has had that syndrome happen to him. He is really, really cool and everything, and I get it. I get why people like him, but I don't get the pedestal level. People put him way up there. It's just one of those things that happens in a lot of manga series. It's just one of those big things that tends to happen, and they elevate a character based on that stuff. So I'm not unhappy about it, though, because I do like Law, and I want to see more Law. I want to see Law and Zoro and Luffy tag team against a substantial force. I want to see like them be kicking the crap after like a mid-diff fight with this Hold'em guy and a bunch of the gifters, and then a Calamity drops in. Just out of the blue. Being like, Oda's pulling no punches. Here's Calamity number 2. The forest fire. The hurricane. The earthquake. I don't know. I don't know what they'll call them. The tsunami. I don't know. The inferno. Either way, another Calamity just drops in and just, we gotta go. And then that's kind of a post, we'll be back to fight later, and now we're setting up some tension for a potential fight with the newest Calamity. That would be awesome. I want to see that shit, Oda. Let's see that shit go down. Are you guys with me on this? Do you agree with me? If you don't, that's okay. Tell me about it in the comment section down below. This has been Griever with your One Piece Chapter 914 review, guys. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Always appreciate it. And as I said, if you agree with what I'm saying at the end of the review, if you disagree, whatever, just tell me about it down below. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm right. Down in the comments section below. And as always, drink responsibly. We will see you back here next time, guys. Can't wait for the next chapter. You guys excited? Because I am. I want to see some Law, Zoro, Luffy action. Alright, guys. See you next time.